honestly, when I look at what you're charging a client, it's to them, honestly, it's more painful to not give you that money, that $6,000. It's more painful to hold that $6,000 than solve your problem of potentially getting another 30 patients. One thing I did want to say about sales, and just to remind you guys of it, people typically, people will always pay to have their problem solved, right? That's like a very basic understanding of what sales is and why people exchange money for service, because there is some type of problem. Even if you don't think it's a problem, if it's not, maybe it's a really big problem, or maybe it's super minute thing like, I need to eat, let me go buy some food so I'm not hungry anymore. That's a problem, right? That you're hungry, your body's starving, your stomach's growling, your head's getting fuzzy, and you need to go eat. It's a problem you need to go solve, right? It's a small problem. Actually, it's a really big problem, because if you continue to not eat, you'll eventually may die, right? Like we human beings, we have to eat and we have to drink water to live, and we have to breathe oxygen, right? These are like the basic things, right? So it can be a huge problem. So, but we pay to have those things. We don't pay for oxygen. Air is free until the government figures out how to charge you per ounce of air you breathe. Like it's free right now, okay? But yeah, so people pay for to have their problem solved, and understanding that concept, I think a lot of, especially a lot of new entrepreneurs or people just on their entrepreneurship journey, whether they're starting an online business or opening up a brick and mortar store, or convenience store, or gas store, whatever they're doing, tend to lose focus on that. One of the biggest questions that I'll get when I go on podcast is, or I'm speaking, how did you get into business? Like, why, how did it come so naturally to you? So I'll get questions like that, and I'll just remind them, look, there are many different types of markets and industries in the world, and every single business industry market there is a set of problems that every single operator or business owner has in those industries. And if you can pick one specific problem that they're struggling with, they're already making money, so money is like not an issue. But if they're having problems with something, if you could figure out how to solve it, you can create a business solving that problem specifically for those business owners in that market, right? I mean, guys, it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset shift. Uh, these business owners are willing to pay upward to $25,000 or more to have their problem solved. Attorneys, dentists, higher ticket items, hair transplant, rhinoplasty. Those guys will definitely throw a lot of money. Real estate brokers with 100 agents on his team that needs to get leads for his old team will throw $40,000 at leads per month or more. Okay, this is normal. This is absolutely normal. Advertising has been around for a very long time. Before Facebook, before Google, what did we have? TV commercials. We had billboards on the side of the road. How much? You guys know how much a billboard costs on a side of a busy highway? It could cost like 10 grand a month or more just to have that darn thing sit up there. Imagine they're paying 10 grand a month for a billboard that is probably seen passively by thousands of people a day. But how many of those people are actually going to look at the billboard and say, oh my gosh, a dentist, let me text them right now while I'm driving, like let me call and make an appointment, like that. Yes, it's great for awareness, it does pull in business, but it's not targeted. like Google ads or Facebook ads. It's just not the same. So yeah, it's normal for any business to spend money on advertising, right? That's why Facebook and Google and many platforms sell space on their you're renting out space on their platform to show your ad, just like you would a billboard. Honestly, when I look at what you're charging a client, it's to them, honestly, it's more painful to not give you that money, that $6,000. It's more painful to hold that $6,000 than solve your problem of potentially getting another 30 patients. Like, that's more painful, because another 30 patients could yield $150,000, $200,000 in revenue for that dentist, right? Which goes to paying his employees, his rent at his clinic, and a multitude of other bills that he has to pay, plus his family and his personal income. So be okay with charging high ticket prices, because that's going to allow you guys and give you guys the confidence to fulfill. Are you guys happy if a client just wants to give? I'm sure starting out, yes, in the beginning, any money that you get, like if you guys are just starting out and you basically been getting a check every other Friday for the past 20, 30, or 40 years, and you just realize, I just got a check for $2,000 from this stranger, and it's a business that I own, and I didn't have to go clock in anywhere. That's a crazy mind shit. That's a crazy occurrence. When you're collecting thousands from one client, what I was gonna say, the reason why I was saying that is because it really does. If the client's paying you what you want them to pay you, if it's $40 a lead or $50 a lead, and the agreement's for 100 leads for a month, and they write you a check for $5,000 for 100 leads, they're paying you enough to fulfill, and you're excited about fulfilling, because now you have plenty of money to fulfill, and you have plenty of money to take back home, versus the client that's just trying to waste your time and give you $500 or $1,000 for the same result. All right, if you don't pay me enough to do what you need me to do for you, I'm not going to be able to fulfill, and I'm not going to be able to give you my resources. I'm not going to be able to give you my time. That's basically what it comes down to. You know, if somebody wants to, pay me for a call or for an event, pay me what I'm asking so that I can do my job, so I can get you the results you're trying to get. If you're trying to undercut that price or discount me or treat me like I'm layaway at Walmart, I'm not going to want to work with you. And even if I did, I couldn't get the resources together to get you the results. Does that make sense? So you guys need to have that same mentality as well. And people don't want to respect your prices, go to the next person, guys. Like, look, it's a blue ocean. 32 million small businesses in the US, still every month 500,000 new businesses. They just keep opening. Don't worry about saturation, don't worry about competition. Play in your own field, play in your own lane. Use your own brand, use your own story. And yeah, that's what you got to do. If somebody wants exclusivity on a certain city, zip code, or county or state, they need to be aware that you're losing money by doing that, because you can comfortably have many businesses in that niche in a 10-mile radius, and it doesn't affect no one. It's not, people are always searching, dentist or whatever, right? So if they want exclusivity on that, I go the opposite direction. See, guys, like, here's the thing. I think it's just a mindset shift, and you have to have confidence. You have to tell them like it is, and you have to put your foot down and say, this is how we're going to do this thing. My time. I want to give you the best results possible. But if you're trying to nickel dime me and cut me out of a market, and you could tell them, look, go in there. If you're having a meeting with the dentist or whoever, go on Google before the meeting, go type in dentist San Diego, pull up all the dentists There's like 300 dentists in a 30-mile radius or something crazy. Go pull that up, and when you go to the Zoom and they're trying to talk about, hey, can you give me exclusivity? I'm like, I can do that, just know I'm going to lose money because look, you're one of 300 other dentists in this small local area that I can do business with. So if you want exclusivity, you better put your money where your mouth is, or you can just accept the cost per lead. You'll still get great results, but that'll allow me to grow my business. You don't want me, and I live in San Diego, and I work with local dentists. Like, that's my niche. So you're asking me to be your exclusive guy. You're gonna have to pay. You might have to pay a premium. So instead of $50 a lead, I might need you to pay $100 a lead, and then maybe a bonus or something, right? Like, you got to work it. That's what I do in those situations. I go the other way, and they're like, "Oh man, this guy means business. Like he's really out here like that." So that's how I would approach that situation. If it's like the last thing that and honestly, if somebody's like doing that, they're probably not the best person to do business with, to be honest. But if it's like the last thing, and you ask them, look, is there anything else other than the exclusivity that's going to keep you from signing this contract? Is that it, or is there anything else? Let's take that off the table. Let's say we can do that. Is there anything else? If they say no, and the last thing on the list is, I want to be exclusive to this zip code, so you can't hire someone else in a zip code. I mean, sure, yeah, you can do that. Just know that if that was my client, if my prospect, I would go the opposite direction with them. Try to ask yourself, where am I at in my agency right now? What's holding me from getting from where I'm at to the next step, right? And that is not always going to be an investment. That's going to be reviewing a process or a system and learning how to use it and do it, okay? Implementing. And then you could do that, and you say, well, all right, what's the next thing? All right, it's either a system or process that you need to learn, or it could be something that you have to go acquire and pay for, right? So you have to do, it's not operational risk management, it's like different, but you have to do like not a risk assessment. You just have to do an assessment on your current situation, where you're at, what's holding you to get for number two. Is this a thing that I need to go grind and do and learn, or is this a thing I need to go hire and outsource for? That's what you need to ask yourself when you're looking at opportunities. Because guys, I'm not going to be the only person that's going to make you guys offers to help you grow your business. You guys are seeing hundreds of ads a day. There's people probably offering you all kinds of crap. You have to create a strong understanding that all these things are a distraction, because your main focus, if you start buying a whole bunch of people's stuff, like all those Facebook ads you see, all those YouTube ads you see, and if you start buying all that stuff and combine with what we're trying to do and accomplish here, it's only going to become a distraction. It's called shiny object syndrome. The only way you're going to have success is you stick to one path until successful. That's it. Consistency, doing the same thing over and over again. So we have the process here. Follow it consistently over time so that you can see results. There are softwares and technologies that can make your life easier with your agency, and services that you can purchase to make your life easier with your agency to help you grow quicker. But again, you have to ask yourself, where am I at now? Where am I trying to go? And does that require an investment, or does that just require me sucking it up and grinding and learning this stuff? So those are personal assessments that you guys need to make. I have to make those assessments every single day. I have to do that. We all have to do that. Not just in business, in life, right? So it's the same thing.